Guys, I'm here to apologize. I've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. I was wrong about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They changed the graphics, it looks good now. It's what I'm never gonna say, no matter what they do! Yeah, so anyway, Game Freak had a new Pokemon Presents, and they showed off more of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And yes, there was a graphical upgrade. Obviously there was gonna be. Gameplay footage not final, but it still looks like shit. So, my point basically is, the art style is going to be bad no matter what they do to the graphics. And it just looks like a mobile game, and maybe the reason for that is, Ilka is mainly a mobile developer. They're the ones who develop Pokemon Home, you know, a mobile app. And people said to me in my last video, Silas, Ilka helped the Nier Automata as a supporting developer just to provide manpower. That's all it was for. They're not some big masterpiece game developer. They just support big studios and make small mobile applications, not a full-blown game. So anyway, all this ranting aside, let me talk about it, maybe in a bit more of a calm manner, okay? Now, my opinion from before still pretty much remains the same today. These games look worse than the original games. You can buy a DS Lite and an R4 card and emulate the game on that for cheaper than what you're going to pay for these worse-looking remakes. I mean, they're practically demakes, let's be honest. Let's talk about the graphical upgrade. The textures look a little bit better. And the lighting is, I suppose, better, but it's still so awkward. Like, everything is way too much bloom. And the characters' faces are so pale, and sometimes the game looks misty now. Why? Why is it so misty? Unless Game Freak are trying to make some commentary on global warming, I have no reason to justify this, but the lighting is better, sure, but it still looks terrible and just makes it look worse than the original. I'm going to be saying that phrase, worse than the original, a lot, so buckle in. The textures, they're still pale and lifeless. Yes, they have technically become better, but artistically, there's just no pop to them. The greens just blend in, the reds are dark and ugly. Look at this building, and then compare it to the same building in the original games. One looks way better, and yes, it's technically worse because it's on the S hardware, but it's got more charm, and that's what we're looking for here. There's more charm in these originals than there are in these remakes. Now everybody's like, oh, the original games were chibi, so you should like it. Yeah, in pixel art. Pixel art, not 3D models. 3D chibi models like this? Disgusting. I mean, look at Cynthia. Look at her outfit. It was clearly made for a taller model, but they squashed it down for some stupid reason. You cannot tell me that this Cynthia model looks any good. You cannot look me in the eye and tell me that. This is awful. Professor Rowan looks dumb. The trainers look dumb. I don't care. I don't know how many times I had to stress this, because I know people are going to say in the comments either way. I don't care that it was chibi in the original. It was in pixel art. Pixel art. These are 3D models. There's a completely different scale you need to take in here in 3D models. Squashing them down like this, it just looks awful. I'm sorry. I mean, when you think about it, Pokemon X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they were in chibi, but those characters are not squashed down, so I don't know what the creative choice was here, but whoever it is who made this choice, they've made an enemy of me. But I mean, they're getting paid, so what does it matter to them, I guess? I don't know. Game Freak's still gonna make bank off this. They don't care. Why should they care? Also, did you see the character artwork in the trailer? Like, why does the artwork look like this? Like, not the in-game models, but just the, I suppose maybe the promotional renders? They look awful. Like, what is this art style? I don't even know. I mean, I think back to the Pokemon Platinum guidebook that came in the DS game case, and I remember the artwork there. Why didn't they just make it like that? That would be so much cooler, and I'm pretty sure they did that for every other Pokemon game. But now they're going for this weird half 3D design for these models, and they just look awful. And then you got the bloom, and none of the colors are popping out, and it's just ugly. How can you guys like this? I'm sorry, oh god. Let's move on to another casualty of the remakes. The stickers when you throw the Pokeballs. You used to be able to customize messages as you came out, so you could put some really dumb stuff as the Pokemon came out. That was funny. You can't put funny words on it anymore. You just place the stickers on the ball and it makes it look like the animation is coming out. I guess that's okay. But you could put words on it in the original. That's funny. Well, I mean, it's funny depending on who you are. I mean, if you're gonna put something like, you know, an unfunny word, then it's not funny. But you get what I mean. They're limiting my comedic freedom. Another thing I want to mention briefly is, I'm not gonna say my editing is out of this world, but this is a professional production, this trailer. Why did the editing kind of suck? I don't know, I hate the way it zoomed in and all the speech bubbles. It was terrible. Just kind of took away from the vibe of them showing off these new areas. Also, I hate what they've done to a lot of the locations, like Veilstone City. I kind of like the gray, because, you know, Veilstone City is supposed to feel like an actual city. It's supposed to feel urban. You can even tell by the music it's meant to feel urban. But they took away these gray stones, like city stones, and just replaced it with this brown rock that looks more natural in terms of rock, I guess. I'm not a big rock guy, besides Dwayne. But I don't like what they've done here, but it's a very nitpicky thing, so I'm not gonna say this is the reason why I think these games are bad, but I have to mention it, okay? Now, you may be wondering, Silas, do you have any compliments for this trailer? Yeah, I actually do. Problem I had with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was they just removed trainer customization as soon as they added it into X and Y, and it's pretty disappointing, right? These remakes actually have trainer customization, which is just great. I don't know why they're afraid to do it last time, but they added it in here. They've also upgraded the Sinnoh Underground, and sort of have sections that are like mini wild areas, and they sort of have like a fire area, grass area, and ice area, and I like that, and I think that's pretty cool because one of the biggest complaints everyone has about Sinnoh is the type balancing is pretty dodgy, especially with fire types. So you have this area in the Sinnoh Underground devoted to fire types. That's going to help balance your team so much better. And I think this is finally going to break the long running meme of Sinnoh teams always being the same. Nah, who am I kidding? You're still going to put a Luxray and Star Raptor in your team, you piece of shit. But here's what I have to say about these compliments I've given the game, because of course I am able to twist it into a negative thing. So Game Freak said the reason the game looked like this in this chibi style was because it was meant to be a faithful remake. But now they're adding in new stuff that wasn't in the original, so it's not faithful. Which I would be fine with, because I didn't want it to be this faithful, but this ugly art style that a mobile game developer could make doesn't really have the excuse of faithfulness anymore. So like I said before, the faithfulness, using that word, is an excuse for incompetence. And the fact that they've now gone away from this faithfulness proves this, that they're just trying to cheap out, make a lazy game, people will pay full price for it, and they'll make a bunch of money. There's also, so far, no signs of mega evolutions, but it's maybe too early to call, but I think by now they maybe would have shown it. But this is only the second trailer, so I'm not gonna bash it for that just yet. But I think it's pretty much confirmed there will be no primal forms or anything like that for the Palkia and Dialga, which sucks. How do I know this? Well, it's a bit of an assumption, but we've seen the box art, and on the Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire box art, Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre were on the box art for us to see, but if you look at the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl box art, they're just in their original forms. Albeit in a pretty high quality render. I gotta give them compliments for that. You can see Palkia's taste buds, like... Who wants to see Palkia's taste buds? But they add it in. And I don't know, this is just a vibe I'm getting from the trailer, and it's not concrete, so I'm not going to use it as the main reason to bash the game again. It feels like there's going to be no Platinum post-game, and that should be the bare minimum, but like I said, they're cheaping out. They're cheaping out. And it just sucks, because if you're wondering what I expected at the very least it to be remade in the current generation style, Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I know you're like, oh, that one tree had a bad texture, oh no. Yeah, but the roots look nice, so if you made Sinnoh in that style, it would have looked pretty nice. And you know, it's not unreasonable to expect that, because every other remake has been made in the style of the current generation. And the reason I'm mad is this is the generation I really wanted remade, my childhood games. And it looks like a mobile game. It looks like one of those, do you know those knockoff Pokemon games you get advertised on YouTube? It looks like one of those, and they're charging 50 quid for it. 50 quid. You can emulate that game for free on a PC. Granted, you have to buy a PC, but you can emulate it on the cheapest of PCs. And use the control button to just speed up the engine, and you're gonna have a better experience than Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, purely because it just doesn't look awful. Sure, they upgraded the cuteness contest, made it a rhythm game, someone will like that. Your Pokemon walk behind you. If you're gonna use that as a reason to stop bashing the game, I mean, really, that should have been a bare minimum feature for generations ago, so it's not that impressive. But it just really stings that I'm not gonna get the Gen 4 remakes I wanted, and yeah, there's worse problems. I'll be honest. I still have the right to talk about it. And people are always going to be like, oh, Pokemon fans are never happy, and act like that debunks my entire argument. I'm just like, when I see $1 billion organization cheap out and charge 50 quid for a product that honestly you could run in an iPhone, I want to call them out on that. I wasn't a hater of Sword of Shield. I wasn't a hater of the Pokemon National Dex situation. I normally don't get worked up over this, but this is just embarrassing because Pokemon is the highest grossing franchise in history, like literally. And this is what we're getting from it. And it's a remake. They didn't even have to come up with writing a story, creating a region. They had that all done for them like 15 years ago, and they still came out with something that looks like this. It's just disappointing. So yeah, I don't know what more I can say. The game still looks worse than the original, despite the graphical upgrade. I know we sort of knew it was going to upgrade graphics because of that OLED Switch trailer. I got so many comments where like, haha, Silas, you're wrong. No, I'm still right, so shut up. It's a pretty dark age of Pokemon, I guess. Just play the originals. Please don't support this game. Just play the originals. It's cheaper. Well, actually, it's cheaper to get the ROM. It's not actually cheaper to buy it off eBay right now. The prices have gone fucking crazy. And hey, if you feel the same way about this game, I'm gonna keep on talking about this game right until it comes out and probably review it when I buy it secondhand. I'm not supporting that, not even for review. So you should subscribe and just follow this, not hype train, but like doom train, I guess, with me. But on the bright side, that Pokemon Legends Arceus trailer, that was good. I like that. I will maybe cover that in another video, maybe not. I'm mainly just here because a decent amount of you guys subscribe to me because you agree with me on this game. And yeah, I don't know how many more times I'm gonna have to say it's ugly, looks worse than the original. And honestly, the music in that trailer sucked. And yeah, please subscribe, like, also dislike, because I know a lot of people are going to disagree. You can do whatever. Comment something, I don't know. Just tell me why I'm a doo-doo brain, I guess. I don't have much else to say. Like, it's upsetting. But how many times will I say that? I don't know. This will be the last one. It's pretty upsetting. I'll see you guys later.